Do you ever feel like your body is changing, but not in a loud way? Not overnight. Not all at once. Just little things. The belly fat that used to come off easier now seems stuck. A small cut takes longer to heal. You wake up tired, even after sleeping. Your joints feel slower. Your energy is not gone, but it is not the same either. And most people just call it aging. But what if that is not the whole story? What if there is a switch inside your body that has been turned down for years? A switch that helps your body repair, recover, and use stored fat for energy. And what if that switch is not broken? What if it is just asleep? That is the part most people never think about. Your body may still have the tools to heal. It may still have the cells. It may still have the repair system. But if the signal is weak, those systems do not work the way they used to. So the fat stays. The healing slows down. The tired feeling becomes normal. And here is what makes this even more interesting. The same habits that may help wake up your repair system may also help your body stop holding on to stubborn fat. 1. Switch. 2. Effects. That is why today's video is so important, especially if you are over 60 and you have felt like your body is not responding the way it used to. Because this is not about doing something extreme. It is not about expensive treatments. It is not about injections. It is not about chasing some miracle cure. It is about simple things you can start doing with your food, your timing, and your daily routine. And some of them may surprise you. One of them starts in your kitchen. One involves something cold, and one may change the way you look at leftover rice or potatoes forever. So stay with me, because the last method may be the one most people are completely missing. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Hidden Health Science. Today, I want to talk with you about something that sounds complicated, but I promise we will keep it simple. We are talking about your body's natural repair system. That means the way your body heals, rebuilds, and recovers as you get older. And we are also talking about stubborn fat, especially the kind that seems to sit around the belly and refuses to move, no matter what you try. Now, I want to be clear. This is not medical advice. And I am not telling you to replace anything your doctor has told you to do. If you have diabetes, kidney disease, heart problems, take blood thinners, or have any medical condition, please talk to your doctor before trying a new routine. But what I do want to share today are 6 natural habits mentioned in the video that may support the body's repair process and help shift the body away from storing fat all the time. Some are foods, some are timing habits, some are small daily actions. You do not have to do all 6 at once. In fact, I would not recommend starting that way. Start with 1. See how your body feels, then build slowly. Because after 60, the goal is not to punish your body. The goal is to work with it. The video talks about a 6-7-year-old man who had been struggling for years. And honestly, his story sounds like what many people go through. He had belly fat that would not go away. Not for a few weeks. Not for a few months. For years. He felt tired most of the time. His body felt slow. And when he got a small cut on his hand, it took about 3 weeks to close. That may not sound dramatic at first. But when a small wound takes that long to heal, it can feel scary. It makes you wonder if your body is still repairing itself the way it should. He was not lazy. He was not ignoring his health. He was just stuck. And that is the frustrating part. Sometimes people try to eat better. They try walking more. They try cutting back. But their body still feels like it is holding on to everything. Holding on to fat. Holding on to inflammation. Holding on to tiredness. The video explains this as a body that has shifted into storage mode instead of repair mode. That is a simple way to think about it. When the body is in storage mode, it wants to save energy. It hangs on to fat. It heals slower. It does not rebuild as well. But when the body gets the right signals, it may start moving back toward repair. That is the whole point of these 6 methods. They are not magic. They are not quick fixes. But they may help send the body a different message. Not store more, but repair now. And for many older adults, that message may be exactly what the body has been missing. Now, let's start with method number 6. Turmeric with black pepper. You may already have turmeric sitting in your kitchen right now. Maybe you've used it in soup, rice, curry, or even a warm drink. And most people have heard the same thing for years. Turmeric is good for inflammation. That part is not new. But here is the part many people miss. Turmeric does not work very well if your body cannot absorb it, and that is the problem. The main compound in turmeric is called curcumin. That is the part people talk about when they talk about turmeric's health benefits. But curcumin is not easy for the body to take in, so someone may be adding turmeric to food every day and still not getting much from it. That is why black pepper matters. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, and in the video, this is explained as the key that helps curcumin get into the bloodstream much better. So think of it like this. Turmeric is the helper, but black pepper opens the door. Without the pepper, a lot of that turmeric may just pass through your body without doing much. And there is one more thing. Curcumin also likes fat. That means it absorbs better when you take it with a little healthy fat, not a big greasy meal. Just a small amount of something like olive oil, coconut oil, avocado, eggs, or a meal that already has some healthy fat in it. That is why taking turmeric on an empty stomach is not always the best idea. It may be better to take it with your largest meal of the day, or at least with a meal that has some fat in it. A simple way to do this is easy. Take about 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Add a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Then mix it with a little olive oil, coconut oil, or add it into food that already has healthy fat. You could stir it into warm water, but it may work better if there is some fat with it. You could mix it into scrambled eggs. You could add it to soup. You could blend it into a smoothie with a little healthy fat. Or you could use it in a simple meal you already eat. The point is not to make this complicated. The point is to use it the right way. Because many people make the mistake of thinking more turmeric means better results, but that is not always true. If your body is not absorbing it, more is not the answer. Better absorption is the answer. And for older adults, that matters. After 60, the body can become more sensitive to inflammation. Small aches may last longer. Recovery may feel slower. Belly fat may feel harder to move. And the body may not bounce back like it used to. Turmeric with black pepper is not magic. It is not a cure. But it may be one simple daily habit that helps support the body's natural repair process. Start small. Use it with food. Do not overdo it. And if you take blood thinners, have gallbladder issues, stomach problems, or you are already on medication, talk with your doctor before using turmeric every day. That is important. Natural does not always mean safe for everyone. But when used carefully, this is one of the easiest habits to start. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, a little healthy fat. That is it. Simple, cheap, and already sitting in many kitchens. And sometimes, the small things we do every day matter more than the big things we only try once. Now, let's talk about method number 5, black seed oil. This one may not be sitting in every kitchen. But if you have ever walked through a health food store, you may have seen it before. It usually comes in a dark glass bottle. And the taste? I will be honest. It is strong, a little bitter, a little peppery. Not something most people would call delicious. But in the video, black seed oil is mentioned because of one key compound inside it. That compound is called thymoquinone. Now, you do not need to remember that long name. What matters is what it may help support inside the body. The video explains that thymoquinone may help activate something called AMPK. Think of AMPK like a switch for your metabolism. When that switch is low, the body tends to store more energy. It holds on to fat. It can feel sluggish. It may not use fuel as well. But when AMPK is active, the body is more likely to use stored energy. In simple words, it may help move the body away from storage mode and toward burning mode. That is why this matters for stubborn fat, especially belly fat that does not seem to move like it used to. And for older adults, this can feel very familiar. You eat a little less, you walk more, you skip dessert, but the belly still sits there. It can feel like your body is not listening anymore. The video connects black seed oil to this deeper issue, not just weight, not just fat, but the body's repair and energy system. It also talks about stem cells that help make blood and immune cells. These are part of the body's repair team. When that repair system works better, the body may feel more supported from the inside. But here is the important part. You do not want to overdo black seed oil. More is not always better. The video suggests starting low, about half a teaspoon a day at first. That is enough for your body to get used to it. Then, after about a week, some people may move up to a full teaspoon a day. A simple way to take it is in the morning. Some people take it on an empty stomach. Some chase it with a little raw honey because the flavor can be strong. But keep it simple. Do not turn this into a complicated health ritual. Half a teaspoon. Go slow. Pay attention to how your body feels. And the quality really matters here. Do not buy the cheapest bottle you can find just because the label says black seed oil. Look for cold-pressed black seed oil, organic if possible, stored in a dark glass bottle. That matters because heat and light can damage the active compounds in the oil. If the oil has been sitting in a clear plastic bottle under bright light, it may not be the same. Also, check the smell and taste. Good black seed oil should smell strong and fresh. If it smells rancid, old, or strange, do not use it. And like always, be careful if you take medication. If you are on blood pressure medicine, diabetes medication, blood thinners, or you have a medical condition, talk with your doctor first. Natural does not mean safe for everyone. Now let's move to method number 4, raw broccoli sprouts. And I want to be clear. We are not talking about eating a big bowl of cooked broccoli at dinner. Broccoli is fine. It is healthy. But this part is about something much more specific. Broccoli sprouts. These are the tiny baby plants that grow from broccoli seeds after just a few days, usually around 3 to 5 days old. They look small, almost too small to matter. But in the video, these little sprouts are described as one of the most powerful natural sources of a compound called sulforaphane. That is the main thing here, sulforaphane. Now, do not worry about the big word. Here is the simple version. Sulforaphane helps turn on the body's defense system. The video explains that it works through something called NRF2. Think of NRF2 like a protection switch inside your cells. When it turns on, your body starts making more of its own protective tools. Tools that help fight stress inside the body, calm inflammation, and protect cells from damage. And that matters more as we get older, because after 60, the body does not always recover as quickly. A bad night of sleep hits harder. A sore knee lasts longer. A small injury takes more time. Even regular daily stress can feel heavier on the body. So anything that helps support the body's natural protection system becomes more important. That is why broccoli sprouts are interesting. But here is the part most people get wrong. You need to eat them raw. Not cooked, not boiled, not steamed until soft, raw. The reason is simple. Broccoli sprouts contain a natural enzyme that helps create active sulforaphane. Heat can damage that enzyme. So if you cook the sprouts too much, you may lose a big part of what makes them special. That is why the video says to eat them raw and chew them well. Chewing matters. When you chew the sprouts, you help mix the natural compounds together. That is how sulforaphane is created. So do not just swallow them quickly. Chew them. Let your body do the work. Now, if you want to make broccoli sprouts at home, it is actually pretty simple. You do not need a garden. You do not need fancy equipment. You just need organic broccoli sprouting seeds, a clean mason jar, water, and a little patience. Start with about 2 tablespoons of broccoli seeds. Put them in the jar, cover them with water, and let them soak overnight. The next morning, drain the water. Then rinse and drain the seeds twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. Keep the jar in a clean place with some airflow. After 3 to 5 days, you will see little sprouts filling the jar. That is it. You just grew a powerful food right on your kitchen counter. Once they are ready, keep them in a sealed container in the refrigerator. Use them within a few days while they are still fresh. You can add them to a salad. Put them on top of eggs after cooking. Blend a small handful into a smoothie. Add them to a sandwich. Or just eat a small amount straight from the container. The video mentions about 1 cup per day, but if you are new to sprouts, do not force that right away. Start smaller. maybe a small handful. See how your stomach feels. Some people do fine. Some people need time to adjust. And here is one more trick from the video. A small pinch of mustard seed powder may help boost sulforaphane because mustard seed contains extra myrosinase, the enzyme that helps activate it. Again, keep it simple. Raw broccoli sprouts. Chew them well. Add a tiny pinch of mustard seed powder if you want. And do not overthink it. This is not about eating perfectly. It is about adding one small food that may help your body protect itself better. And when you get older, small daily habits like this can matter. Not because they fix everything overnight, but because they give your body a better signal. Less damage, more protection, more support for the repair system you already have. Now we are at method number 3, and this is the one I told you to pay close attention to. Cold water exposure. I know, it does not sound fun. Most people hear cold water and they immediately think of an ice bath, sitting in freezing water, shivering, forcing yourself to suffer. But that is not what we are talking about here. You do not need an ice bath. You do not need a special tub. You do not need to act like an athlete training for a competition. You can start in your own shower, and you can start with just 30 seconds. That is why this method is so powerful. It is free. It is simple, and you can do it tonight. The video explains that when cold water hits your body, your nervous system wakes up fast. Your body gets the message right away. Something is happening. Pay attention. That cold stress triggers a surge of norepinephrine. Now, that sounds like a big medical word, but think of it like an alert signal inside your body. It helps wake up your system. It helps your body respond. And in the video, norepinephrine is connected to two important things: stem cell mobilization and fat burning. This is where it gets interesting. Cold exposure may help activate brown fat. Brown fat is different from the regular white fat most people think about. White fat stores energy. That is the stubborn belly fat, the fat that sits there and does not want to move. Brown fat does the opposite. Brown fat burns energy to make heat. So when your body gets cold, it has to warm itself back up. And one way it does that is by using brown fat. That is why cold water is not just about feeling uncomfortable. It is about sending your body a signal, a strong signal, a signal that says, wake up, burn fuel, start working. And after 60, this matters. Because many people feel like their body has slowed down. The belly is harder to lose. The hands and feet feel colder. Energy drops faster. Recovery takes longer. And sometimes, the body just feels like it is stuck in low gear. Cold water may help push the body out of that comfort zone just enough to get a response. Not too much. Not in a dangerous way. Just enough. Here is how to start. Take your regular warm shower like you normally do. Then, at the very end, turn the water cold. Not forever. Just 30 seconds. That is day 1. You may gasp a little. That is normal. Your body may want to jump out. That is normal too. But try to breathe slowly. Do not panic. Do not hold your breath. Just stand there, breathe, and let your body adjust. 30 seconds. That is all. Then, get out. Dry off. Warm up naturally. Over the next couple of weeks, you can slowly increase the time. Maybe 45 seconds. Then 1 minute. Then 2 minutes. Some people work up to 2 or 3 minutes at the end of a shower. But you do not need to force it. The goal is not to punish yourself. The goal is to train your body to respond. And this is important. Do not start extreme. Do not jump into freezing water if you are not used to it. Do not do this if you feel dizzy, weak, chest pain, or shortness of breath. And if you have heart disease, blood pressure problems, circulation issues, or any serious medical condition, talk with your doctor before trying cold exposure. Cold water is powerful. That is why we respect it. But when done carefully, it may be one of the simplest ways to wake up the body. No pills, no expensive equipment, no clinic, just water, just 30 seconds. And sometimes, that small, uncomfortable moment can remind your body that it is still alive, still responsive, and still capable of changing. That is why this method sits right in the middle of the list. Because it is not fancy, but it is strong, and you can feel it immediately. Now, let's talk about method number 2. Time-restricted fasting. You may have heard people call it intermittent fasting, but do not let that name make it sound complicated. The idea is simple. You give your body a break from food for a certain number of hours. Then you eat during a shorter window. In the video, the main method is called 16 to 8. That means you fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour window. Now, I know that may sound hard at first, but here is what it looks like in real life. You finish dinner by 8 p.m. Then you do not eat again until noon the next day. That is it. From 8 at night to 12 the next day, your body gets a full 6-hour break from food. And during that time, you are not starving yourself. You are just giving your body time to switch gears. Because when we eat all day, even little snacks, the body stays busy. A bite here, a cracker there, a little cream in the coffee, a late-night snack while watching TV. It does not feel like much, but to the body, it still counts. It keeps the system working on incoming food instead of using what is already stored. The video explains that around the 6-hour mark, the body may start shifting more seriously from using quick fuel to using stored fat. That is the switch we are talking about. The body stops expecting food every few hours and starts pulling from what it already has. And for many older adults, that matters. Because after 60, belly fat can feel stubborn. It does not always respond the way it used to. You can eat less and still feel stuck. You can walk more and still see no big change. So the timing of food may matter more than people think. Now, during the fasting window, you can still drink. Water is fine. Plain tea is fine. Black coffee is fine. But here is the mistake many people make. They add cream. They add sugar. They add milk. They use sweeteners. And they think they are still fasting. But the video makes this very clear. Those small additions can break the fast. Even a little cream in your morning coffee can send your body the signal that food has arrived. So if you are doing the 16 to 8 method, keep the mornings simple. Water, black coffee, plain tea, no sugar, no milk, no cream, no sweet drinks. Then, at noon, you have your first meal. And this is important too. Do not use fasting as an excuse to eat anything you want later. That is where people go wrong. The goal is not to skip breakfast and then eat a huge plate of junk at noon. The goal is to give your body a clean rhythm, a strong first meal, a reasonable dinner, and no late-night snacking. A simple schedule could look like this. First meal at noon, second meal around 5 or 6 p.m., finish eating by 8 p.m., then stop. That is the whole plan. And honestly, the hardest part for most people is not hunger, it is habit. The habit of eating while watching TV, the habit of putting cream in coffee, the habit of grabbing a snack before bed. But once you see those habits clearly, you can change them. Slowly, you do not have to be perfect. If 16 hours feels too much at first, start with 12, then 13, then 14. Build up. Let your body adjust. And please be careful. If you have diabetes, low blood sugar, kidney disease, heart disease, take medication, or have been told not to fast, talk with your doctor before trying this. Fasting is not right for everyone. But for many people, time-restricted eating is not extreme. It is just a cleaner eating schedule. Stop eating after dinner. Skip the late-night snacks. Keep the morning drinks plain. Eat again at noon. Simple. Not easy at first, but simple. And sometimes that is exactly what the body needs. A break, a rhythm, a chance to stop storing all day and finally start using what it already has. Now, we are at method number 1. And this is the one most people never hear about. Cooled, resistant starch. I know. That does not sound exciting at first. It sounds like something from a nutrition textbook. But stay with me, because this may be the most surprising method on the whole list. We are talking about regular foods. White potatoes, white rice. Foods many people already have in their kitchen. But here is the trick. You cook them first. Then you let them cool in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours. That cooling step changes everything. When potatoes or rice are hot, Your body breaks down much of that starch pretty quickly. It can turn into sugar faster in the body. But when you cook them and then cool them, part of that starch changes structure. It becomes what is called resistant starch. That means it resists digestion in the small intestine. So instead of turning into quick sugar right away, it travels down into the large intestine. And that is where things get interesting. Because in the large intestine, resistant starch becomes food for your good gut bacteria. Think of it like feeding the helpful workers inside your gut. When those bacteria eat resistant starch, they produce something called butyrate. Now, butyrate is the real star here. The video explains that butyrate may help send a repair signal through the body. It supports the gut lining. It supports a healthier environment in the intestines. And it may also play a role in how the body handles energy, insulin, and stored fat. So this is not just about rice or potato. It is about what those foods become after you cook them, cool them, and let your gut bacteria work with them. That is why this method is so powerful. You are not buying an expensive supplement. You are not doing anything strange. You are using simple food in a smarter way. Here is how to do it. Cook a batch of white potatoes or white rice. Let it cool down. Then place it in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours. Overnight is perfect. The next day, you can eat it cold or gently reheat it. According to the video, much of the resistant starch still remains even after reheating. So you do not have to force yourself to eat cold potatoes if you do not like them. You can make a simple potato salad. You can add cooled rice to a bowl with vegetables and protein. You can reheat a small serving and eat it as a side dish. You can prepare a batch on Sunday and use it during the week. That is what makes this habit realistic. It fits into normal life. No fancy plan, no complicated recipe. Just cook, cool, store, and use. And for older adults, this can be helpful because the gut changes with age. Digestion may feel slower. Blood sugar may be harder to manage. Belly fat may be more stubborn. And many people do not think about their gut bacteria at all. But those bacteria are not just sitting there doing nothing. They are part of your health. They respond to what you feed them. If you feed them mostly sugar and processed food, they do not work the same way. But when you feed them resistant starch, fiber, and real food, they may produce more of the compounds your body actually needs. That is the deeper point. You are not just eating for yourself, you are feeding the bacteria that help take care of you. The video also mentions green bananas as another source of resistant starch. Not ripe bananas, green bananas. They are not sweet, but you can blend a small amount into a smoothie if you want another option. Still, for most people, cooled potatoes or cooled rice are easier. They are cheap, they are familiar, and they can be prepared ahead of time. Now, one thing I want to say clearly, this does not mean you should eat huge bowls of rice or potatoes every day. Portion still matters, especially if you have diabetes, prediabetes, kidney disease, or blood sugar problems. Start small. Try a modest serving. See how your body responds. And talk with your doctor or dietitian if you need to watch your carbohydrates. But the big idea is this: the same potato or rice can affect your body differently depending on how you prepare it. Hot right after cooking is one thing. Cooked, cooled for 12 hours, then eaten later is different. That small step may help turn a common starch into food for your gut bacteria. And those bacteria may help produce butyrate, which the video presents as one of the strongest natural repair signals in this whole list. That is why this method is number one. It is simple, it is cheap, it uses food people already know, and it may support both gut health and better fat metabolism. So tonight, you can try this. Cook a small batch of potatoes or rice. Put it in the refrigerator. Leave it there overnight. Tomorrow, use it with your first meal. That is it. No clinic, no injection, no expensive program. Just a small kitchen habit that may give your body a very different signal. And sometimes, the most powerful health changes do not start with something new. Sometimes, they start with doing an old thing in a smarter way. Now, let's make this simple. Because information is only useful if you know what to do with it. So here is what a 2-4 hour plan could look like. Tonight, after dinner, Stop eating by 8 p.m. That means no late-night snacks, no cookies while watching TV, no handful of chips, no sweet drink before bed. Just let your body rest. Before you go to sleep, cook a small batch of rice or potatoes. Then put it in the refrigerator overnight. That gives it at least 12 hours to cool and form more resistant starch. The next morning, keep it simple. Drink water. If you drink coffee, keep it black. No sugar, no cream, no milk. If you prefer tea, drink it plain. Then take your normal, warm shower. At the very end, turn the water cold for 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. Breathe slowly. Do not panic. Then get out and warm up naturally. Around noon, have your first meal. This is where you can use the cooled rice or potatoes. Add some protein. Add vegetables. Keep the portion reasonable. If you want, you can add raw broccoli sprouts on the side. Later in the day, with your main meal, you could add turmeric with black pepper and a little healthy fat. And if black seed oil works for you, start with a small amount. Do not try to do everything perfectly. This is not a contest. It is just a simple day built around better signals for your body. Eat less often. Move gently. Use real food. Keep the morning clean. Cool your starch. End the shower cold. That is enough to start. Now, let's bring it back to the main idea. These habits are not meant to be extreme. They are meant to help the body shift. From constant eating to better rhythm. From storing all day to using stored energy. From stress and sluggishness to a stronger repair signal. That is the point. Turmeric with black pepper may support inflammation balance. Black seed oil may support metabolism. Broccoli sprouts may support the body's defense system. Cold water may wake up the nervous system. And brown fat, time-restricted fasting, may give the body a break from food. Cooled resistant starch may feed good gut bacteria and help produce butyrate. But please listen carefully. Do not do all of this in a harsh way. Do not fast too long, because you want faster results. Do not take large amounts of turmeric or black seed oil. Do not jump into freezing water if your body is not ready. Do not eat huge bowls of rice or potatoes just because they were cooled. More is not always better. Sometimes more just creates a new problem. Start with one habit, maybe the cold shower for 30 seconds, maybe stopping food after 8 p.m., maybe cooling potatoes overnight. Pick the one that feels easiest. Then, stay consistent. And if you have diabetes, kidney disease, heart disease, blood pressure problems, stomach issues, or you take medications, talk with your doctor before changing your routine. This video is not a replacement for medical care. It is a way to learn, a way to ask better questions, a way to support your body with small, steady choices. So, there you have it. 6 simple methods that may help support your body's natural repair system and make it easier to move away from stubborn fat storage. You do not need to change your whole life overnight. You do not need to buy something expensive, and you do not need to punish yourself. Just start with one small step. Cook rice or potatoes tonight and cool them for tomorrow. Skip the late-night snack. Take 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your shower. Add turmeric with black pepper to one meal. Small things count when you do them often. Now, I want to hear from you. Which method would you try first? Cold water? Time-restricted eating? Broccoli sprouts? Or cooled rice and potatoes? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you want more simple health tips like this, especially for adults over 60, make sure to subscribe to Hidden Organ Secrets and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time. Take care of your body, be patient with yourself, and I will see you in the next video.